Hey guys, how you doing? This is David back again. So I'm going to show you how to do Instapot, and we're going to make some nice good French dip sandwiches right here. This is the star of the show. This is about, I think, 2.5, 3 pounds of just a chuck roast. We're going to do a chuck roast here because it was fairly cheap and meat's high right now. But the way that I do this, it's going to come out great. Nice and tender. You won't even need teeth. Trust me. We also have here some of the ingredients I'm going to be using. A little bit of seasoning salt. This is optional, guys, believe it or not. You actually don't need to use this, okay? But I put a little bit in. You get some good oil. In this case, I'm using avocado oil. What we're going to do is well, first let me show you the rest of the stuff we have here. We're not going to use all this garlic, but we're going to use all this onion. So get the onion, and you're going to want to cut up the onion in large pieces, and it's going to be mainly for flavor. You can put them in and have them in the sandwich if you want. That's optional. I like it. It adds a little bit to the taste. If you don't like onion, then you just get the onion thrown away. What you really need it for is the juice, the au jus, okay? We're not going to use all this garlic. We're going to use maybe about 3 or 4 cloves, so maybe about half this garlic. And you don't even need to mince it, but if you do need to mince it, this is a really good garlic press right here that'll do the work for you. Get these online. Just about anywhere, Amazon, Walmart, Target, wherever you want. This one was about $10, so they're not too much. But in this case, we're just gonna get the clove and leave it in there. We're just gonna get the aroma. In our concoction, we're gonna put in roughly about half a tablespoon of black pepper, salt. You can use any type of salt you want. You have to use sea salt. I'm also gonna put in a little bit of maybe another half tablespoon of oregano and Italian seasoning. Again, I like it this way. If you don't have it, all you really need is a salt, pepper, and olive oil and the onion, and you should be fine. But the little bit extras that you do enhance the flavor, and because it's going to be done relatively quickly and how we're going to prepare it today, I would recommend if you have a little bit extra of a seasoning, try it, put it in. Do a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, just for a little bit of flavor, or you can go full tablespoon, whatever you want. Just remember, the key ingredients are going to be your oil to lubricate this guy to make sure everything sticks to it, and your salt and pepper and your onion. Then we're going to have our beef broth. Now, if you guys don't have beef broth, you can actually do this another way. Beef broth is easier. Basically, we're going to do around 2.5 to 3 cups of beef broth. However, I have a little bonus here. Now, I'm going to be using beer. That's right, you can use beer broth. You can use solely beer broth to make your au jus, but I'm not going to do that this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use basically 1.5 cups of my beef broth right there, and then add in that small can of beer and top it off. Trust me, it gives a little something extra. You won't even taste the beer, but you'll notice it's a little bit different. You can use any type of beer you want. I happen to have this laying around, so I'm going to use that. And then what we have here is our Instapot, our lazy mans don't have enough time to cook hero. This thing will do everything, guys, or just about everything. Right now we have this thing here. I'll show you. We have this thing on saute mode, so I have the lid, which is over here, off right now. Saute mode, I'm getting this thing hot right now, so it's basically going to be used for a sear. So what I'm going to do once I season this guy here is I'm going to cut it in pieces, probably around 3 or 4 smaller pieces, like big chunks, like I said, the size of your fist or your hand, whatever fits in there. This is, I think, an 8 quart, so this is pretty good size, but we want it to fit. So we might have to do this a couple times. So what you're gonna want to do is, back to the meat here, is sear this guy for about a couple minutes. Actually, let me be more precise. 2 minutes on each side, so back and forth. You can do 3 if you want to, but we want to get a nice sear. We're not really cooking him yet. What we are going to do, and I'll show you when we get further into the video, right now I have this thing, if you can see, on saute mode, and I have it on hot, as you can see. So saute mode right there. I put on more. That's as hot as I can get. Now that time really doesn't matter. I'm just going to take me a while to moisturize and put everything together. I just want to make sure it's hot, so I put it for about a good half an hour, so it's gone down a little bit right now. But you want to make sure that it's hot, and you're going to do your sear. If you had a full kitchen and had, your pot and pan or whatever you want, go ahead and sear it. Sear this guy here on your pot and pan. I'm trying to just do this as simple as possible using the Instapot as our primary cooking device. So maybe people don't have a big place. Maybe you're in a dorm. Maybe you're in a small apartment. Maybe you just don't have a lot of stuff. Maybe you don't know how to even use the stove, right? So whatever you want to do, it's fine. But I'm going to show you how to do it in the Instapot. Very, very simple. There's a lot of things out there that are very, very similar, but similar names. Ninja, Foodie, and a lot of other ones that do the same thing. This is a pretty good one. I got this in Walmart about a month ago. It's very good, very easy to use. This is pretty much will do everything. This will do soup. This will do meat, stew, bean, poultry, rice. This will pretty much do everything. But what we're going to do here today is pressure cook. And we're going to be able to get this meat done in about 45 minutes of cooking time and maybe about an hour and a half of total time. So instead of having a slow cook over 48 hours, we're going to do this much, much faster thanks to the pressure cooking. The pressure cooking does take a little bit of time. The prep right here is fairly simple, but you want to make sure you get everything done correctly. Then, once we do that, we got to get this guy up to heat. So it's very, very hot, so we have to let it go there. And once we get everything going, it takes about a good 10, 15 minutes-ish, maybe a little bit longer, to get this thing up to pressure. And we're going to be cooking this guy on high heat, high pressure for 45, actually no, I think it's about 40 minutes actually. And that should do it. You could do a little bit more, but honestly 40-45 minutes is the most you're going to need, and the meat's going to come out so good, and you'll see later. Okay, this has been the first part of this video, and I'll be back to you in the second part.